schedule. There it is. Nice.
Hey everybody, I'm TL and that's my man Stace, and welcome to
Yo.
another edition of Real Brothers Live. Welcome to our digital neighborhood. We're real brothers for the real world.
That's right.
And
Welcome.
hey Stace, why don't you go ahead and go over what we're going to be talking about tonight,
All right.
and
All right.
let's get to it.
All right. We got a couple topics we're going to talk about. A couple of them, Nike, actually got a little feedback. And while I'm doing this, Nike, don't forget to put the link on the
I'm
topic
about to send the link right now.
so that people can join in. When Terry puts the link up there, please click on the link, and you can join us on the podcast and express yourself live with us on the stream. We got 4 topics as we normally do, and oddly enough, like I said, a couple of them got a good amount of feedback. So I'm gonna run through these topics, but I got a couple things I want to throw at you. All right, the first one: when is sorry not enough? We have too much TNA on social media. We have how much money is enough money, and who's the boogeyman? So first, we're gonna start with when is sorry not enough. But Nike, before we do that, I have something random for you. Just a random thought. And don't forget, y'all, as we said, we started a segment called Ask the Brothers. So if you get on and you wanted to bring something out, you want to ask a specific question to us that's not pertaining to these topics, you start off with, look, I got a question I want to ask the brothers, and whatever that question is, and we'll do our very best to address it. All right, a couple random things, Nike. Somebody put on social media, and I know we talk about religion a lot. Someone put on social media, and I responded to it, that life begins after death. What does that say to you? Life begins after death. And a lot of people seem to agree with that sentiment. Now I went a different direction, but what does it mean to you?
Well, I'm actually, that's a surprise on me right quick. I actually don't know how I feel. I actually don't know how I feel about that, just because whoever said it don't have no proof of that, right?
Well, and now let me.
Are they talking about like heaven, or are they talking about like what are they talking about? Like,
well, I responded to the post, and then he responded basically saying that everything that we're going through now is for, I guess he said if you're a believer, he did specifically say that. If you are a believer, that everything that we're going through now is for the later life, I guess is the best way to say it.
The afterlife.
The afterlife, yeah. And I don't mean reincarnation, but the afterlife,
Yeah, I kind of used to believe in that sort of thing, but like I don't know how I feel about it now. Just because like when I guess I had my spiritual awakening or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
My views kind of changed a little bit. You know
Mm-hmm,
what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that there's no heaven,
Right.
or no hell or whatever, but you got to do the best you can while you're here.
And I think that was my response. Now let me ask you this then: does that cheapen everything that's here then? If we're here now, basically in a holding pattern, then does that not cheapen everything? It kind of going to what you just said, doing the best that you can while you're here. Doesn't that, if you're just waiting for the afterlife, that basically says that everything that we
not
do,
doing anything while you're here, just because you wasting away waiting on what's going to happen. Like, okay, let's say that there is no afterlife. I don't know that for a fact.
Right. Right.
You don't know if it is or if it isn't. But on the chance that there is no afterlife,
that
or
means that
on
you
the
just
chance that this is it, why not make the best of it?
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see. The issue is, do we not live today for ourselves, family, and community, or say it don't matter? We going? I can't read that. We're going to paradise in the sky, or say it don't matter.
Paradise in the sky.
Now, see, wait, but he said the issue is, do we not live for today and ourselves and family? So I think he's kind of agreeing with us, because my take on is that if right now was a holding pattern, then it's hard to appreciate everything that we've been blessed with
Right.
here and now.
Right.
You know, we've been blessed with all of this beauty around us, but
And
does
you're
that
looking
not
past
say
it for the next thing, and you haven't even taken into consideration what's in front of your eyes.
what's in front of your eyes, right? And that's and the other thing, I think that what we have now, what we've been given now, is a blessing within itself.
Right.
You know, we've been given all of this beauty for a
Right.
reason, right? I mean, we've been given this beauty to appreciate.
Right. One thing
Not
we
this-
don't realize too is like life is a gift, right?
Right? Correct. Well, you know what
Think
though?
about how.
What-
Just think about this, and this is just in like. I ain't no scientist, but I'm gonna try to break it down to like scientific terms, right? So when you bust a nut, right? There's
Dang.
millions of you little
mm.
guys swimming upstream,
Mm-hmm.
and you was the lucky motherfucker who was like, or the strongest,
The one that
and
got
was
this
like,
right. You
Yo,
and it
I gotta
lasted.
get to that egg and doing my
Right.
shit, right?
Right.
So it's a whole bunch of people. It's a whole lot of sperm that didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
So that was their destiny.
that was their destiny.
So they just
but
wound
you
up in the
made it.
toilet. Right.
Right, you made it,
Mm.
and that's it. Yes, some ended up getting swallowed. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Right. I'm just trying to like, you were lucky enough to get to that egg, and then go through the 9 months of gestation and everything like that, and be born. Right. So your life is a gift. And if you don't cherish that gift, or if you don't use your gift, then because
it's a
you're just
waste.
sitting around waiting on,
So
what
can
your
the two?
next lesson is. Right.
So now Lynette says heaven and hell are here. In our mind, heart, action, in our mind, heart, actions, life. Heaven and hell are here. You know what? I can't say that I disagree with that but partially. Because even with that being said though, if heaven and hell are here, that still means that you're supposed to experience those things while you're here.
Right.
You know, these things are here
Hit
for
the
a person.
link and come on and explain,
Right.
explain what you're talking about. Like,
Right.
us
With your wine.
expand
If you're
on
sitting in the
your
car,
comment
right.
a little bit.
Bring your wine with you. Bring your wine with you while you're sitting in the car and enjoy this.
Right.
I mean, but Knight, while we wait to see if she responds, can those two things, can they exist together though? Because if you're saying that the life begins in the afterlife, does that mean that this life is not a gift then?
Huh?
If we're saying that life begins after death, then does that mean that the here and now is not a gift? You see what I'm saying? Because if this is a gift,
Well, but that's
because this is what I'm saying. If this is a gift, you're given a gift for a reason. You're given a gift to enjoy, to experience. So if this life that we've been given is a gift, and we're just waiting for the afterlife, saying that life begins after this life, then we're disrespecting the gift, then, right?
Out on what
You're not just missing out. You're disrespecting it, though, right? Because if you're given this gift,
everybody has a purpose, right?
Correct.
So
right.
if you're not fulfilling your purpose, whatever that
Well, not even
is,
right.
Then you cheating not only yourself, but you never know who else your life might affect by what you were supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like a chain reaction.
Now, this person here says, live today, not for something that cannot be proven. And I think I agree with that 100%.
That's
Make the most of both of them.
Expressive.
Right. Make the most of both of them because I know what my beliefs are. I know that, there's something else that happens after this, but I still think that you have to make the most of this gift that we've been given. So it's almost like we've been given two gifts. We've been given a gift for the here and now, but then we've been given a promise of something even better on the other side. And I think I subscribe to that.
After I had my so-called spiritual awakening, I used to believe that like God was external, right?
Mm.
Or
Put the link up, man. I think Lynette needs the link.
okay,
God is
like
external.
I used to think God was
It was on the
external,
outside.
you know,
Right,
something
right,
to be reached on the
right,
outside, right?
right, right.
But you know, as I start reading and you know, just learning new things, I found out that God is within.
Right, right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
right,
you have to reach
right,
God. Like you don't reach outward to find God.
right, right, right. Reach inward. Oh,
Right.
profound.
Yeah. So
Now,
that's my whole thing. Like people are thinking, you know, people can believe what they want to believe, but
hmm
I think a
hmm
lot of people are reaching for something
hmm
external,
hmm
right? When
hmm
they should be focusing on internal.
you know what, Nike? And I'm gonna say this, and I hope it doesn't offend, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And I think also that part of that can also be a cop out, because I think that if you can then say, I'm not gonna do anything while I'm here,
Right.
because I'm gonna sit on the side of the pool and never jump in because I'm waiting for what's been promised on the other side.
Right. And
That
not
can be
doing
a
what you're
cop out.
supposed to do right now. Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm not gonna swim in this beautiful water that I've been given now because I'm waiting for something that I've been promised on the other side. You know.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, that could be a cop out. You know, if you disagree, log on. Somebody said right, Stace. I hope they agree. And you know, if someone is offended by this, I don't want to really say. Well, I'm not intentionally offending you, but these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts, and I'm sticking by
They
them.
saying like fuck y'all or nothing, but
Right. These are my thoughts, and I'm sticking with them. You know, unless someone, I mean, I'm open enough for my mind to be changed if someone brings up something that's so confounding that I have no other choice. All right, let me okay, another random thought, Nike. I know we got these topics to get to, and we touched it.
That's right.
That
All
wasn't
right,
a
yeah, let's
topic.
get
This
to
was a
it.
random
Yeah,
thought.
yeah. All right.
Oh, you want? All right, let's go ahead and jump into the topics. Let's jump into the
Random
topics.
thought. Go ahead. Another random thought. Go
Second
ahead.
random thought, Nike.
All
And
right.
we touched on this a little while ago. The
Yeah.
fall of Afghanistan. The falling of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say about
Vietnam,
that?
Vietnam
What I'm gonna say about
2.0.
that?
Listen. So
Say it again.
I
What you
said
say, Nike?
Vietnam 2.0. And if you remember about Vietnam,
Well, but that's not where I'm going with it.
okay, where you going with it? You said that's not where you going with it. It just took a long
Wait.
ass drink. What the fuck?
I think my I think my screen froze up.
That's not what
All
I
right.
think about it. I'm like, oh, you ain't gonna follow up on that?
Watch me. All right. Where I was going with it is that when we talk about bringing our troops home, I get that, but I've always been of the mindset that there are consequences. You know, and I think the statement was that, you know, people, do we have to be the policeman of the world? I get it,
Right.
but I think that there are consequences when we see what happened. We pull our troops back, and I think, and this is going to be where it's going to be tough. The way, if things revert back to where they were before over there in Afghanistan,
Which they already
you know,
have. Go ahead.
they're starting to. You know, women are going to be resorted back to basically
They've already
second class
started.
citizens.
Yeah.
Right.
They've already
Is that
started.
okay? Is that okay?
It's not okay, but if that's how they, you know, that's how they choose to live. That's over there. They have a different set of rules over there, and we can't tell.
Well, but I don't
we
think
can't
that the
tell them how to
women
live, right?
but I don't think the women agree with that though. I don't think the women. Well, who
No,
said
the
hell
women
no?
don't agree with that. But the
Well,
thing
see-
is, it's not the United States place to go all the way over there, risk the American soldiers' lives here to fight for something over there, and then once you can't stay over there forever, right?
Well, see, but
And that's just what happened. As soon as they leave, or as soon as they talk about leaving, The
Well,
Taliban just sitting there and wait. All right, they about to roll. So as soon as they
right.
roll, it's the exact. So look,
So
this is
somebody's
what I was
saying
about
something.
to
I wish
say.
they get on. Somebody said hell no, and
Look,
I wish they. I wish they would allow. But
this is
go
what
ahead.
I was about to say before. This is exactly like Vietnam.
Mm.
And if you remember, that's why I said people who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, right? So if you remember Vietnam, they went in there and then they were losing the war. Bunch of American soldiers getting killed for no reason.
Well, but there was a difference though, Knight. The difference was in Vietnam, they didn't know, they couldn't tell who the enemy was. They couldn't differentiate the difference between who the soldiers were, because somebody would be hanging out with you during the day and then at night become a part of the insurgency. This is a little different because this is, I guess, for lack of a better way to phrase it, the Taliban is a not a form of government, but the Taliban is a group, so we know who they are. You know,
Right.
We know who they are. So this is a little different.
How is it different?
I want to address something else you said. You said that we can't stay over there forever. When we went over, the reason why the Korea has been at peace. I mean, they're legally at war, but they're not in a hot war because you have a buffer in the United States. Even look at the Philippines. I mean, we have bases there that have been there.
Different
But what I'm getting at is, I think
totally
that you
different
can stay
situation.
there forever. I think that you can stay there forever.
Why would
You
you pause
know,
it?
because I think, because again, now when you said it's the way that they choose to live, the women over there aren't choosing to be subjugated to second class
Right.
citizens.
But
So who do
what
you
I'm
help?
saying is
So who do you help
was over
though?
there. We was over there for like what 20
20
years.
years. 20 years.
We tried to teach them how to fight and how to take up their own,
Mm.
how to take up their own fight, protect their own self,
Mhm.
their
Mhm.
own community.
Mhm.
We gave them weapons. We gave them money.
Mhm.
I mean, what else do you know what I mean?
See, but
It
remember
really
tonight.
shouldn't be incumbent on us to police. Like
So
that
let
was like making them a part of. We can't force the United States way on Afghanistan.
we
Afghanistan been there thousands of years, and
they
they've been living like that forever.
they
So
had their own government. See, but so do you not? Then okay, like you just said though, these women aren't agreeing with this. So is there no protection for them?
if they want to protect them, let them come over. Let them come. Let them give them a visa.
So all the
Let them be.
all the women in Afghanistan should come
Not
over to
all
the
the
United
women, but
States.
what I'm saying is, if you have people who are in distress, let them be refugees and come over. You know what I mean? Like that's one.
Mm.
Like you can't go to somebody else's country and just set up shop.
Somebody said, "Wow."
Telling people how to live, right?
I agree
But
with
listen
this.
to what I'm saying, though. Listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
This is just like Vietnam, right? So they sent a lot of our young folks over there, got them killed up. For what?
Mm.
There was
Mhm.
no plan. So you went over there for 20 years, and then now you're leaving, and things are just going to be, before you even leave good, things are back to the way they were before.
Okay.
You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
Well, that's a good one. So that those are my two random thoughts. So we're gonna move on to these topics. All right. All right, Knight. We said that the first one was gonna be, when is sorry not enough? And I'm gonna give you my personal response to that. Let me see. State. This is Pat. I'm on the wrong channel. You guys can tell me. I can't read. You see what he said. When is sorry not enough? Marcine, one of Strawberry Mansion Knights, said it, and I
Hey,
agree with
Marcine, how you
her
doing?
sentiment. She said that when the same mistake seems to be happening over and over again, then the apology doesn't seem to be legitimate. And I think that I
Wait,
fall.
are we still
When
talking
is
about the same?
no, when is sorry not enough? When is sorry
Oh,
not
you
enough?
just switch topics on me. All right, all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When is sorry not enough?
Damn, son. All right. I'm talking about Afghanistan. You talking about? All
No,
right,
I said
man.
that.
Let's get on the same page,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I said we would. I said we were gonna move on.
All right, all
But
right.
the reason that I said that a long time ago, I worked in an office out in the suburbs. We all worked up there. Big insurance company that will remain nameless. And we went into the cafeteria, and we were about to sit down, and the table behind us were full of white guys, and I think it was one Asian guy. And as I sat down with my tray, my back was turned toward their table, and I heard the Asian guy just yell out, "Niggas!"
He hit you with the pooch John.
What you mean? No, he didn't call me. He didn't call me dirty, but he just said it. He just said it. Yeah.
What is it?
That's dirty nigga. Yeah. Nah, but when he said that night,
Did he catch the hands?
no, 'cause we were at work. And also, but that's not the way you handle that. No, that's not the way you handle that. There's a way to handle that. No, Cause then I'd have been fired. And look, he'd have probably kept his job. And I'd have been the one out because I initiated. But no, Knight. I didn't say he called me a nigga. He was having a conversation with the people at his table. I overheard him use the term.
Oh, okay.
So let me finish my story. So I tapped him on his shoulder and I said, "What did you just say?" And he turned around and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it." Very apologetic. I said, "No. I said, don't apologize because you apologize when you make a mistake. You didn't make a mistake. You just got caught.
He ain't make a mistake.
You got caught. Right.
He got caught.
Right. So in that instance,
that's why he got to get the pause.
Right. Yeah. See now again that would have taken the whole thing a completely different direction. Now I don't know how to respond if had he called me that. That's something different.
See,
but that's my reason.
You would have had justification though, right? Because you can't just be in the office and environment and just hear that and it's okay. Like, what you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? And if they fire you, don't you got justification for racial discrimination?
Harassment. Now, you know what? Now, you get yourself a good lawyer. Maybe now, you'd have some kind of recourse, or it wouldn't be as cut and dry. Put it that way. It wouldn't be as cut and dry.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah.
But again, just getting back to the topic. In that instance, to me, sorry wasn't enough. Right. It's not enough. Because I think that again, you apologize for something when you make a mistake, not when you got caught. Because you really didn't mean it. The apology wasn't a true apology. All right. So what is your instance, Knight? Have you had a situation when sorry wasn't by the way you look at it, maybe not.
Jones go, man. You know what I'm saying?
What? All right. Put one of them out there.
All right. So you remember the time when when everybody I was missing?
Yeah.
And then, like,
you was out.
People was calling like this was years and years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This is years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is when we was in North Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out, and I didn't know everybody was looking for me. Calling around hospitals, calling the prisons.
That's before cell phones. Cell phones.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, me and this John had went to AC. And, she wasn't no John. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. Another person.
Another person went to AC.
What's up, Pat?
And I didn't know people was looking for me. So when I came back, I'm wearing this big sombrero. I'm looking around like, well, why everybody? You know what I mean? What's the big commotion? He's like, man, ain't nobody know where you was at, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but see, I was with somebody at the time, and sorry wasn't good enough for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I had everybody scared, and
so
down there with the John. You know what I mean?
So in other words, the same situation. You really didn't
Yeah,
mean
I
it.
was sorry, but you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I
Mm-hmm,
was
mm-hmm,
sorry, but sorry wasn't enough for that. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean?
mm-hmm,
Sorry
mm-hmm.
didn't quite cover it. Because I was an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right, right, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I can attest to that, and I
Uh,
remember that. I remember
no,
that. Yeah. No, no, I remember that situation,
the
Knight. Yeah, I remember
situation or
that.
I'm an asshole. Come on, man.
No, no, you were that. That was an asshole move. Put it that way. That was an asshole
I'm
move.
an
Yeah,
asshole.
Knight. No,
Yeah,
no.
son.
That move was that
Uh,
move. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, Knight. You don't think so? Looking back, you don't think that was a hole move?
I wasn't thinking. I was young, man. I wasn't thinking
But
about
you,
it like
but you,
that back then.
but you didn't answer my question
I
though.
was on impulse. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you agree with me though?
You know what I'm saying?
That
Let's go. He was gone, huh?
who's
That's back in the day. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
I was like 20 years old, 22, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember that. All right. So if anybody wants to join in and say anything about that, they're welcome to it. All right. So we're gonna slip on to this next one, Night. All right.
Nobody got
So
nothing to say about that? Anybody
yeah,
have a situation where,
sorry wasn't
sorry
enough.
wasn't quite good enough?
See, I was hoping that I saw
Call
Marcine
in and let us know
mentioned
about it.
something. Yeah. Oh, there she is. She said something, but I don't know if she. All right. Go ahead, Night. Go move on to the next one.
What's the next one?
All right. We have too much TNA on social media.
Oh, yeah, let's
How,
hit that real quick.
hit that one. All right. I'm gonna respond to. I'm gonna respond. So you go ahead and hit that one. Too much TNA on social media.
So I'm in my older years. I'm coming into my older years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be an old, get off my lawn type of dude and all that, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
talking to our black females, man, y'all doing a lot on this joint, on this social media, man. Not just the
Right.
sisters, but girls in general,
Everybody.
man.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like
Oh,
looking at it. I
oh, we
like
can see
seeing
Pat's
it.
name. Okay, nice, Pat.
I
We
like
can see Pat's
seeing it.
name.
But
Mm-hmm.
man, some of you females gonna have to get a little bit of self-respect about yourself, man. Like
Now,
y'all not leaving anything to the imagination. I get posts all the time, people wanting to join the group, and then I get shit like, yeah, come and join me in my look at
my hot
my
tub.
pussy pics and all that.
I'm not even trying to see that.
I'm not
I ain't trying to see it.
that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying, have some respect about yourself, man.
Now, let me ask you this tonight. What about the people? Sam put responded to it. He said to the person that feels good about the way they look, and they want to show it, more power to them. I mean, what about that argument?
I ain't saying that you shouldn't feel proud about your body, but
do you think that belittles?
Sometimes they can take it a little too far, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
See, Pat said, but y'all keep looking.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Right, we are.
What I'm saying is, I got a daughter, right? And my daughter just graduated college and she's about to start medical school and all that. So when I see these girls now, I guess I'm looking at it from a different lens. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it from the father lens, or I'm looking at it from
an adult.
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna even get into that, but yeah, I'm looking at it I wouldn't want my daughter to had no pictures on social media like that. So with me, I'm not gonna treat a woman the way I don't want to look at a woman in a way that I wouldn't look at my daughter, or or not. No, that's weird.
So wait a minute.
What I'm saying is, I wouldn't want to see my daughter
objectifying her, being objectified.
Objectified like that, right?
But now Pat said, so it's different now with a question mark. But I don't know what she's getting at. So it's different now. I mean, I thought it was always this way, or maybe is she saying that is it more now than it was before?
Yeah,
but this
because of the internet. I mean,
because of the internet, right?
Yeah.
But listen to this tonight. If the person doesn't if the person is flaunting it, then evidently does that mean that she doesn't mind being objectified? Maybe she don't mind.
Like I said, it's different strokes for different folks.
But then if that's the case, then how can they? Well, then they then play get on the other side and say, why do you all objectify us? What she say?
He does not want them to show themselves, but he's willing to look at them when they show themselves. Right. That is hypocritical. It is. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's not hypocritical, Nike. I mean, but I don't think that's hypocritical. That's just saying if it's there.
Like if they
you didn't say you don't like it.
If I got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't look at
it. But you said in the beginning.
That I have a problem with it.
Exactly. You didn't say you don't like it, but we're talking about is it too much?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
It could be a little too much. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what that not. No, not that. Pat, you're gonna have to get on. Pat, you gotta click on. You gotta click on the link, Pat. You gotta click on the link, Pat. But again, if the person, and men do it too, so let's keep it gender neutral. If the person puts themselves out there like that, then evidently they don't mind being objectified. They don't mind being looked at that way, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of these young girls is getting paid doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like they got these private rooms and all. They got these old cats sending them money and giving them, you know what I mean, cash,
private rooms,
money and all this shit. But what I'm saying is that's cool too, cause like prostitution, and that's basically what it is the oldest trade.
That's right.
In the world. And I'm not knocking it. You get your money how you get your money. But what I'm saying is, sometimes it's a lot.
Click on the link. Pat is trying to log on. Click on the link.
Like it's borderline like porn shit. You know what I'm saying?
And the same thing, Nike. I think I think people in general go overboard, and that's gonna happen. But what I say is, if you're gonna put yourself out there like that, then you can't then say, why are you looking at me that way, or is this all you see? You know, you can't put yourself out there in one instance, and then in the next breath say, you know, you treat me like I'm an object, or is this all you see? Well, but if that's what you're putting out there, right? Or at least that's the first thing, you know, and unfortunately, it's hard to see past that. You know, if you put that out there first, and you have naked, and then the next thing you want to start talking about a book you read, we see through all them clothes. I mean, we still hear what you're saying.
We hear
but
it.
We hear it.
We remember
you
that
see,
picture
we
mind now. Right.
And then while you listening to her talk about the books you read, you're gonna pull up the picture that you saved and look at that picture again.
And then, look, here's another thing too, right? So let's just think about a relationship, right? If you see a nice girl, she got a good head on her shoulder, and you meet her, and you don't know she got all this stuff on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. If you meet a girl and she's nice, smart, then she got all these naked pictures and fuck pictures and everything all on the internet, you're gonna be looking like, man, she nice, but now she's in a different category, right?
That's right. Yeah, I think so.
She's not wife material now, right?
But I was about to say that though. Actually, like in this day and age, though, I mean, it has it just become so accepted that doesn't make a difference. That's just what they do.
But I don't want nobody that you know, niggas done been all seeing what she got and you know what I mean, all that. Like that's just me, man. I want my I want my
some secret like
you know, be for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know that might be old school, but I agree. You know.
All right, we're gonna move it on, but now Pat is still trying to get on. She said, I went through the StreamYard. They accepted me. I don't know what the problem is now. I don't know. If she clicks on the link, I mentioned to her to click on the link in the chat, in the group chat, because that should
Yeah,
bring her right in.
copy and paste the link into your browser.
Right. All right, so we're gonna move on to this next one, Knight.
All right.
Let me see. We got how much money is enough money, and who's the boogeyman now? Where you want to go with it? How much money is enough money,
Yeah,
and
let's go with that
who's the
one.
boogeyman now? Which one? How much money is enough money?
Yeah. Let me ask you,
Okay.
Stace.
Yeah. Okay. Go
How
ahead.
much money is enough money?
You know, Knight. I don't know. I don't know if I put a dollar amount on it. I don't know. Personally, I think that enough money is when you can exist and survive with you and your family comfortably, not depending on anyone or anything else. Meaning you don't need any kind of assistance, anything like that. I think then you're okay. Now I don't think you ever stop striving. You know, we all strive, but I think at that point, that would be my definition of enough. When you can exist comfortably, you and your family, without the assistance of any outside sources.
Okay,
You know.
that's cool. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I like that. That's a good definition.
yeah,
Um, One of the reasons we brought this up is like people get so consumed with materialism, right?
and the chase.
And the chase.
Mm,
So we were kind of wondering like, when is enough enough? Like, when do you
mm,
have enough material things?
mm,
When do you have enough money? When is your house big enough? When is your car,
mm.
the car that you want? When do you have enough stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff.
And actually, Nike, it's interesting. This goes back to the conversation where we started, though. When we were talking, what was that we were talking about? The first conversation. I lost my train of thought. Yo, I got to stop drinking.
All right, all right, all right.
I got to stop drinking. But again, I think that the quality of life. I think that we get so consumed. Some of us get so consumed with the chase that we don't appreciate the here and now.
Right.
We don't step back to enjoy. We spend our whole lives like
It's the
we
chase.
exist to
Our whole
accumulate,
life is the
right?
chase.
To accumulate, right?
Right.
Right. We spend our
And
whole life accumulating.
I figured out kind of that that's not what life is about.
Mm-hmm.
Life ain't about like, okay. The thing about getting money is you always gonna want more money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
why that's why when you see like famous people or rich people, and they committed suicide, or you know
Mm-hmm.
you hear stories about they're depressed, or they're
Mm-hmm.
doing
Because they
like
lost
look at
money.
Kanye, right? Just doing crazy shit
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. It's because like, even no matter how much money you have, you're always going to want something different,
Mm-hmm.
or some
Mm-hmm.
or the next thing, the next thing,
Mm-hmm.
the next
Mm-hmm.
thing, the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to
Now,
be a point in
mhm.
your life where you're saying, you know what, I got a roof over my head, I
Mm,
I got food to eat, my family is
mm.
okay, man, I made it, or this is it, or not this is it,
I'm good.
but
At
I
least
can
I'm
relax, I
okay.
can
I'm
enjoy.
okay. Right. Right.
I'm
I
good.
can
Like,
enjoy.
I'm
Right.
good,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it's
Now,
not
now,
about.
I'll put this caveat in there, Knight. I'll put this caveat in there. It also makes a difference, I think, what you have to do to get it. I think if you're beating yourself up to accumulate, that's one thing. Versus like, even using Kanye as an example. Kanye creates music and gets paid from that. That's a little different because now he's basically doing what he's doing what he's enjoying. Yo, you're not gonna
Right.
believe this, Night. My
What?
battery about to die. hey, hey, Yeah, all right, go ahead, Nike.
Can't plug in nowhere.
I'm gonna try to real quick. I'm gonna finish this thought and I'm gonna go plug in. I was in Wildwood, man, so I had to run and jump on, and I didn't finish
All right.
my setup.
All right.
But
Well, let me finish talking to the listeners while you get yourself together.
okay, all right,
All
I'm
right.
gonna plug in real
So
quick. All right.
what we were saying about having too much money, right? If you look at all these billionaires and millionaires and everything, it seems like they're even always trying to make the next dollar, the next dollar, the next dollar. It never ends. So we were wondering, like, when does it get to a point where you're just happy with what you have, uh, or is that being like lazy to enjoy what you have? I don't I guess I don't understand, like, what should be considered, what should can be considered made it. Like, when do you make it? Is is it having a lot of money? Is it having a lot of material things? Is it having a lot of people around you? Is it, what is it? Is it having jewelry? What is it that makes you say, you know what, I made it, I'm good
And
now?
unfortunately, like something that you said a minute ago, I heard you. That person that says that in today's society, as you always talk about the 1%, it's almost like we've been programmed to always want more. Because of consumerism, we've been
Right.
programmed to believe that
Capitalism. Yep.
capitalism. I mean, and I don't have a problem with capitalism. I want to say that. I think this is the
Right.
best economic system out there. But we've been programmed to always pursue. So that person that says that I'm okay, I'm good. They'll be titled as what, lazy or
Right. And that's what I
uh,
was saying when you went to get the cord. Like, so
Lynette says chasing. Right.
right. If you so like I said, I don't know if that's considered being lazy or uh you know or content, or
Content. Right.
just
Right.
you know
And actually, they've
not
made content a
ambitious.
negative. And there you go. That's the word I was looking for. They're not ambitious enough. And listen to this. Two things. They've made content almost into a negative. Because to say that
Right.
you're content, someone will then that's the label that you'll get, that this is not an ambitious person. And also, Knight, and my big thing was always the chase should be the goal. Set a goal and chase the goal. That's the spark of life. Chase the
Right.
goal. What
What
if your
happens when you
goal?
get that goal?
No, I mean, see, but I think that I don't think you ever get it. You never. I don't think you ever just say I made. Especially somebody that's a create. Okay. Let's use that
Think
as an
about when we
example.
was
Oh.
young. Think about when we were younger, right?
Mhm.
Our first goal, man. I'm gonna get me some wheels. Remember?
Mhm. Right.
Remember?
Yep.
So then,
Right.
so
Right.
then we get wheels. Then be like, you know what? I gotta get me a spot.
Well, really, what you're saying is that your goals never end then, because you're always building. You're
Right.
always.
But let me get to the end. So you get
Mm,
you get. So now I got my house. I got me a spot to live in. So now, all right. Or now, well, it depends on if you brought a family with you or if you
mhm.
brought,
Mhm.
relatives or whatever. Now you like, all right, well, I gotta go get this money so I can keep up this house and this car.
Mm,
Or
mhm.
you did
Mhm.
that first so you can get the house and
Mhm.
the car. But anyway,
Mhm.
now you maintaining, but you still out to get more stuff.
Mhm.
Like, now I
Mhm.
gotta get my material possessions on. I gotta get my gear together. I gotta
Mhm.
get
Mhm.
my jewelry together. I gotta get this together. I gotta do this. I gotta travel. I gotta do all this.
Mhm.
When does it come to the point where you can be like, you know what, I'm good. I'm just chilling right
Mhm.
now. I'm
Mhm.
comfortable and I'm happy.
Mhm. I'm happy.
Comfortable and
Now,
happy.
Pat said that, as is probably the case with a lot of people, even using Kanye as the example, he enjoys the grind. And that's, I think, especially people that are producers, people that are creating, those people, they're not beating themselves up. Like I said, using Kanye as an example, he's in his basement doing what he loves, me DJing. You know, I'm
podcasting, right? Yeah,
us podcasting, right? You know, that's right. We're not beating ourselves up about it. So I don't really look at, that's not the same as, you know, that's a little different. That's a little different because you're doing something that you enjoy.
Chasing, always.
It's different, right? Right. That's different.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like
now this is my question though.
Does it come to the point where you can just be like, I'm happy, I'm good?
And that's where I'm going with it. Well, what about the person though? What about the person? Remember the commercial when what's his name, Lil Lenny wanted to work at McDonald's with Lil Leroy? Remember, he was working at McDonald's from the commercial. Leroy, whatever his name was, he worked at McDonald's. He walked through the neighborhood whistling, and he was working at McDonald's. You remember that?
Yeah, Calvin.
So okay, Nike. Remember, yeah. Okay, so listen to this. What if Calvin's goal, when he, as a young person, you know what? You know, I want to work at McDonald's. You know, I love it. I like being here. I just want to work fries and have an apartment. What if that was his? No, but then hear me out, Nike. Oh, so you say he wasn't ambitious, Nike? So you say he wasn't ambitious? Nike. See, like, but I think, now you part of the problem. You part of the problem. You part of the problem. But listen, hold up. Let me get my question out. My question out. If Calvin his goal was to work at McDonald's, he gets the job, and one day you come across him. Hey Calvin, how's everything going? You know, when are you gonna do something different? No, Mr. Little, all my life, this is all I wanted.
All I wanted to do is
but Nike, okay, how do you conversate? That's what I'm trying to get at. Nike, so do you try to change him? Do you try to change him? Does your conversation say Calvin is so much more to you?
No. You know why? Because if he's happy, I learned this. I haven't always thought this way, but I think this way now. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as long as he's happy, you know what I mean. As long as he's doing what he wants to do in life, if he's good, hey, why would I come along and be like, Calvin, come on, man, fuck these fries. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would
you might as well step up to Wendy's, right? Yeah. You know, right.
Live, man.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now,
but on the same token,
you have to have a real conversation with him. Like, okay, Calvin, I understand. This is what you're going to be limited to.
Right.
If you want to work here, make an honest living, we're not going to say that's a negative thing, but this is where you can always live this, and this is going to be what your life is going to look like most likely.
But then you never know; you might make it to manager or something like that. But,
true.
If he's happy, who am I to tell? You know, that's the thing. That's the thing. So many people get caught up.
That's right.
And pretending. You know what I mean? Like, so if he's happy, why should he have to pretend that he ain't? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You ever heard of a minimalist?
Yeah, that's right. Minimalism.
Like, I can live my life as a minimalist. As long as I have
have my necessities.
As long as I'm out of the elements and I got something
comfortable.
To eat,
right.
I can be comfortable. My family can't do it. My family couldn't do it. Like most of the shit that I do, it's for them. Because I don't need.
I think a lot of men are like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of men are like that.
And all this shit. What the fuck I need this house for?
Now listen to this. Lynette says happiness and comfort are important, and that's my answer, but may not lead to security. And I think that's what we're talking about as far as the conversation with Calvin. You know,
That's
you can be
point.
happy.
Come on and talk about it, Lynette. Come on. We know you want
You
to
know,
hit that link.
we know you in the car. We sit in the car with you,
Yeah, come
Chablis.
on out.
Come on, join
We know
in.
you having a little
Come on and
seat.
join.
Come on.
That's right. Now let me see. Pat Trigger said. Now, we're not gonna hold this against her, but she's a Dallas fan. I'm just putting that out there. So I guess they're not playing today. So she,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah. We can let that slide though. We can let that slide. All right. Pat said, let me see. And who are we to argue with that? You ought to accept people for who they are and what they are, and if not, then we need to move on and change people. Exactly. Right.
Yep.
You can see, Pat. I don't have my readers on. I don't read like this all the time. I don't have my readers on, but she might like. I didn't pay attention. Miss Stevens probably so disappointed. Listen to him read. Listen to that boy read. He's such a disappointment.
No, so
Go ahead.
like what I was saying, being a minimalist, I can do that all day. Like I don't need a lot. You know what I'm saying? But my family.
Now I do have my hobbies though. But now I do have my hobbies though. So there are things that are over and above what would fall into that minimalism category. I mean, I still have things like hobbies that I like to have. You know what I mean? So
Right.
So can you be a minimalism with a hobby?
Can you be a minimalism?
Oh, who's this? Oh, this. Oops. I need some readers for my English. Hold up. Isn't that? I was drinking earlier. All right, Lynette, what's going on? You in the house? Oh, there you go. Oh, she got. Yeah, there you go. It's nice out. And she got her mics. She got her mics passion. Okay, there you go. What's going on there, Lynette? What are your thoughts?
How are y'all?
Good. Pretty good.
We were saying, that I said everybody got their own race. They chasing something different. What their comfort level is. My daughter standing next to me. She said it's a mental thing, Mom. Where you're at mentally and what you're trying to achieve. But everybody's goal, everybody's race is different. You might want that big 5-bedroom house and all that good stuff. Some people, like you said, that minimalist. Some people might be satisfied with that. It's all about what you want and that chase. But that happiness and comfort does not mean you have future security.
Right, correct.
So you might be good for the first 10 years or so, and then something happens, something changes in our society, and then we might be in a little bit of trouble. Unless you're totally self-sustainable.
Right. So really, Lynette, what you're saying is you're echoing what we were saying, that it's more about. Look at it. She's taking it to the head. You gotta take it to the head, Lynette.
Don't start me.
Okay. So in other words, you're saying that it's about the goal. It's about setting a goal and going after that goal, whatever that goal happens to be.
But then, for you to be happy, you have to be able to maintain that goal once you reach it.
And there may be where the security lies.
Security part that she was talking about.
Right.
Maintain it.
Just not reaching the goal, but you have to maintain. Once you can maintain that goal, can you be happy at that level in your life?
Well, I thought that went without saying though, because who wants to have a goal to get a car and then can't put gas in it so it sits? So that kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, if you have a goal for something, the goal is to get it and maintain it. But I think that what we were talking about.
That's what I'm saying. It's because when you get that car, you got to pay the car payment.
You got to pay exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? You got to put gas in it. You got to change the oil. You got to keep the maintenance. So that's all a part of
the goal, having a goal.
Your goal, right. Same thing with a house or anything else that that's goal related. But what I was focused on mostly is like the material stuff. Like when is the like let's say you start to be successful in business and you make like $1 million, right? So you got enough to pay for your house, you got to pay enough to pay for your car, your bills, everything. So when is it like, okay, well, I've reached 1 million. Do you
Mm.
slow down, or when do you become happy to the point where you can say, I'm good now?
I'm good.
That's
Right.
what I was just thinking. Most of the time while we're chasing, we're not happy. So where do you
Right.
balance that
Right.
off
Right.
at?
Where's the
But
happy
that's what we're
line? Right.
saying. Right. Right.
Right.
But see, but now again, and I'll bring back in something that I said earlier though. I guess it also depends on what you have to do to chase. Because using that, if you're busting your butt in the chase and you don't enjoy what you're doing to earn that, then that's different. Versus
Right.
you out there doing what you love and just happen to be making money with it. So I
Right.
think that there are levels to that as well, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people can, personally do we know? I mean, everybody
True.
can think about it. How many people do we personally know that are actually enjoying themselves
Right.
at the
Or
time of
enjoying
trying
life.
to
Right. Yeah.
obtain what their goal is?
Right.
You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely.
Um,
Right. Doesn't happen
yeah,
often.
I don't know many.
Me either.
Right. I agree. Agree. All right, Lynette, we're gonna introduce this last topic, and we're gonna bring it out to you, if
Oh
you want to
Lord,
touch on it. Which one was it,
I'm gonna
Knight?
let you know. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
The
Okay, that's
last
fine.
topic. The last
Who
topic
is the
is,
boogeyman?
who is the boogeyman?
Who's the current boogeyman?
Who
Yeah.
is the boogeyman?
Who's the boogeyman? Who's the one out there now? Who's our boogeyman? Who's the boogeyman?
Haha.
Yeah, that could go a bunch of
Or we
different
can
ways.
rephrase it: is there a boogeyman?
Okay,
I-
there you go.
Is there a boogeyman? And if it is a boogeyman, who is it?
Who is it?
I'm gonna go right back to the powers that be.
Mm. Mm.
Which
The ones
which would be who?
ones we don't know exactly, do we?
Mm.
Well, we got an idea.
I mean, I would say it's the ones that we don't know that are against us. You know what I mean? Those are the worst boogeymans. I'd rather know my devil than not know my devil.
Right.
Mm.
So I was
Well,
just
okay.
looking at this before I got on the show tonight. I was looking at MSNBC,
Mhm.
and they were talking about. Oh, actually, it was Bill Maher, and he was talking about the military budget after
Mm.
they were talking. First, they started out talking about Afghanistan and all that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But the military budget is like between 300 and 400 billion dollars with the B,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So he was talking about where all that money goes. All of that money doesn't go towards those troops in Afghanistan, or these planes that they're supposedly building and all that.
Mhm. Mhm.
He said if you want to track that money, all you have to do is look at the incomes of the people in the surrounding counties of Washington, D.C.
Mm.
That's where all of the lobbyists live. That's where all of the politicians live. That's where most of the media moguls live. That's where a lot of the one percenters have properties.
Mhm.
So the thing
The
is,
people that push the agenda.
Right. That's what
oh
he's talking
yeah,
about.
so that's what I'm saying. That is, to me, that's where the boogeyman lives.
All right. Let me ask y'all this then. Are we also boogeymans to ourselves, meaning our community? And this is what I mean by that. We probably have more fear or more of a chance of going out and getting shot or robbed or something violent happening to us in our own community versus bumping up against the 1%. I mean, the 1% is always there, but
Right.
but the 1% is not killing you
Yeah, the other boogeyman is in
overnight.
our mirror.
or next door. So what do you think, Lynette? Are some of the biggest boogeymen in the house with us, or
I believe that there's levels and layers to the boogeyman.
True.
And it starts
True.
with self. You're absolutely right. So you look in that mirror, turn around, look at your neighbor. You know what I mean? Look at your
Right.
politician. Go higher up. It just keeps going. But
Right,
the one that we
right.
can control is the ones that we're looking at every day. So you're right. Where our danger lies, our immediate danger. So there's a difference. We have immediate
Right,
danger right in
right.
front of us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but then we have that long term forces against us that are boogeymen. So
Right.
we fighting for our life from the steps we take to the end result. You know.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
One thing I
Yeah.
wanna bring up too is that, and kind of like a different spin on it, is that when you go outside your house, or when you go to the store, or when you go to work, if you look at the people in your area, or you know, in your atmosphere or your surroundings, there's not one person in that crowd that has any power over you.
Well, you know what, Knight? Okay. Let me ask this then.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask this then. With that being said, okay, and I'm thinking out loud, but we'll talk through it.
Okay.
You using yours as an example. You go outside,
Yep.
and one of the young boys is up there with a gun, or let's just say it's a group of them, and they're approaching you.
Right.
Does that person have power over you? They can make you change.
Does
You
he
know,
have power over me?
yeah. I would say yes,
Does he
because
bother me? What's the
I mean, just
scenario?
anything. Just if the person that can make you change something that you were about to do in the immediate, that person has a level, to use Lynette's word, a level of power over you, because they can make you. No, I'm not going to the store right now because it's crazy out there. So they do. Okay.
That's not power.
But it is, Knight. Think about it this way. Okay, think about it this way. Let me do it another way. There's a shootout at the corner, and you know they were just out there blazing. You were planning on going to the supermarket.
Yeah.
You're not going out. You're not going right then. You're gonna stay in the house.
But
That person,
that's
but that is
still-
power of.
That's not power over me, because I'm making the decision not to go. What I'm saying is that person on the corner can't influence my life to the point where I can't do what I need to do. Like, he's not going to
the
stop,
difference
even though
is you
he's
have a
shooting somebody on the corner. He's not going to stop me from going and making money to take care of my family. He's not going to he's not going to stop me from doing what I have to do in my day-to-day life. You get what I'm saying?
I do. What were you about to say, Lynette?
That's what I said. When I say somebody that has power over me,
I understand what you're saying.
Person has power over me, and I don't
But
give a fuck where they come
I see
from.
both of y'all points. I see both points. I understand it. What I see is there's a difference. You know, the ones that we don't have a lot of control over, that invisible boogeyman, but
Right.
we can make a decision about that boogeyman on the corner that just has
Right.
some
Exactly.
pains going.
So
We can
so
make a
they.
decision.
But what I was saying is that person, our community, does affect the way we move. That's what I'm saying.
The way we move, but what I'm saying is it don't stop. Like, you ever
It
heard
don't
that?
stop
One monkey
movement.
don't stop no show, right?
Well, see, but as you said at the last show, though, that the 1%, you can fight through them also. I mean, so they don't stop
can.
you, but they have.
There would be no successful black people.
Exactly, but my point is that both of those entities exert a level of power, or maybe they have a level of influence over and in your life.
Only
I think so.
No, people only have power over you that you give them.
But
right?
including the 1% Knight.
Yes.
So okay, so you give the 1%, then you give them the ability to affect you. Is that what you're saying?
I don't, but people do. Yeah.
Wait, well, so wait a minute. So you don't give the 1% power over you. So 1% they don't affect you at all. They don't bring, they don't.
But they don't have power over me. There's a difference. They're not gonna. The 1% can't affect how I make a living. They can't affect how I take care of my family. They can't affect how.
Well, they can, because you talk about You talk about how they control everything, then. So and they have the politicians.
But listen, you're not listening to what I'm saying. They can make it tougher for me, but
Okay.
they can't stop me.
Okay.
Nobody
Okay.
can stop me from doing what I want to
We
do.
agree. Okay. So that is a level of influence
know
over
me
you.
From way back, Stace, and you know,
Right.
if I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it.
But my point is that is a level of influence.
You know what I'm saying?
But that is a level. That is a level of influence in your life. So both of those entities have a level of influence on the way that you move.
That's not what we said, though.
Lynette, were you about to say something?
I think that the words that we're using kind of so my daughter said manipulate. Like one would be a manipulation of
Okay.
And then but that influence also applies to the local boogeyman. I think that we're fighting over words here, but ultimately I have to say that I think that all of them amount to a degree
boogeyman.
of power. Absolutely.
And boogeymen. Yeah, right. They're all boogeymen. To go back to the question, they're all boogeymen in some form or another.
So you think the person on the corner with the gun is a boogeyman that can stop you from accomplishing whatever it is you want to accomplish?
No, not accomplishing. No. Go ahead, Lynette. Not accomplishing. It can affect you.
It might force me to change my way.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Of doing things.
Right.
Yeah.
What if you, because let's say you like to go out, but now you don't go out because there's too much violence out there. That, or maybe you were thinking about opening up a restaurant, but now you don't want. You don't.
In terms of
we were talking about boogeymen though. We were talking about boogeymen.
Life.
No, that's the other conversation. Nice. You know what? We were talking about who the boogeyman was. We were talking about who was the boogeyman. So I said that both of those entities are boogeymen. All of them are boogeymen. And just agree with what Lynette said. The person on the street that's causing havoc in the neighborhood, as well as the 1%, they're all boogeymen.
All right. Well,
and there's a bunch in between.
I guess I can give you that.
And it's a bunch in between, right? And it's a bunch in between. What Pat say, Lord?
But everything that every boogeyman we're talking about causes a different effect on us. That's
correct.
all.
Correct.
The local boogeyman will cause us to move differently, whereas the higher up boogeyman may prevent us from moving at all at some point. You know what I mean?
But that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I know that's where you were.
That will stop you from accomplishing any of your goals. That's what I was talking about.
And I get that.
Say that no boogeyman can stop me from accomplishing whatever I want to accomplish. I don't. In that vein, I don't even believe in a boogeyman because nobody's going to stop me from doing what I want to do.
You fight through it. Right. Agreed.
It may be harder. And you know what I mean, because we don't have white privilege and the rest of it.
They're just bigger roadblocks. Right. It's just an obstacle. Right. An obstacle is something to get around. An obstacle is something to get around. All right, Lynette, we closing it down. Any closing words, babe?
No, I'm good. I came in kind of late. I came in and then had to leave and then came back in.
That's
so
fine.
I missed a lot of. But I missed you guys for the last 2 weeks.
You said your daughter is out there. Tell her to say hi real quick.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
how you doing? How are you?
I had to
pretty good.
Yeah, I had to put her on to y'all, so hopefully she'll be
nice.
joining.
Nice.
Link on page. Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
A continuous listener. We appreciate your support.
Yeah, I missed you guys for a couple of weeks, but yeah.
We're still in that, but thank you for coming back. Appreciate it, big. All right. Talk to you later. All right.
Black. So
yeah.
Did we cover all the topics so far?
Yeah, look, I think we did, Nike. We got them all. We hit them all. Okay. And we hit the, I like that random thing in the beginning too. I like those random, to start off. Yeah, just something that's unexpected. It's in the news, and give us a chance to kind of talk about something that's not one of the topics.
All right, everybody. we appreciate you guys listening and joining us for some good conversation.
I think you need readers for your vocabulary.
Yeah, I told you, man. I'm tired as ever right now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, me too.
And you know, we just want to make sure that everybody reach out and put somebody else onto the podcast.
Hmm.
We try to have a good time here, and
Right, right, right,
and
right.
do our thing. So we
Hmm.
appreciate y'all listening.
Hmm.
And Stace, you got any last words?
Yeah, yeah. To echo everything you said, Nike, but also y'all don't forget you can catch us on all of the major platforms, and please on YouTube subscribe. Because the more people that subscribe, the more we can do with it. It gives us a lot of flexibility, a lot of additional viewers, and other things that we want to do. We're going to be coming up with some merchandise. I know we mentioned that before, but we have a couple other things to work out, and we're going to start coming up with some merchandise and some things that you can some swag, I guess you could call it. Did you go say something,
And
Nike?
I just wanna before we go, I just want to remind everybody that we're going to be doing a Real Brothers Live in Philly on the
29th.
29th for a Stop the Violence campaign that they're having there. We're going to
Right.
join our man
North Phil.
Phil and a couple of other brothers, Phil and Mark and all of those guys, Ginyards. Yeah, so we're coming through, and we want to have a good time and keep it fun and keep it safe. So
Right.
we'll be down there on the 29th. This podcast will be available everywhere you get your podcast, and will also be available tomorrow morning on the Real Brothers Live site and also on the YouTube group.
Right,
So
right.
or the YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
just hit subscribe, and we appreciate all y'all for tuning in.
That's right. Check us out, y'all. Thank you very much. Rest in peace, Kurt.
Yeah, rest in peace, Kurt.
All right. Good night.